Welcome back. It's so good to see you all this Thursday morning. And we have another one of Nancy's new neighbors with us, Mr. Phil Wyndham from CBC Cleveland. Now that's the Chattanooga Billiard Club - Cleveland. He's been in this business for years.
Next year will be 30 years.
30 years.
That's correct.
And we are so thrilled that they have come to Cleveland. So Phil, just tell us, I'm familiar with you because we used to go to Shallowford Road. So tell us a little bit about what you're bringing to Cleveland with this new venture.
Okay, well I'll start with the name. Obviously CBC started as Chattanooga Billiard Club and became popularly known as CBC. So when I decided to come to Cleveland, I thought, well, we'll just do CBC Cleveland, and if Clevelandites want to call it Cleveland Billiard Club, I don't have an issue with it.
Okay,
but that's the reason for the CBC name as opposed to some other name.
I like it. I like CBC.
But I started looking in Cleveland in 2005 and just really fell in love with this community. It's a great, good, clean community.
It's a wonderful community.
And have been looking since '05 and was having dinner at one of your other neighbors, the Catch, one evening, and when I walked outside I looked across the parking lot and there was the for lease sign on this building, and immediately called. This was on a Friday, and then was really ready to lease it on Monday when the realtor called me back. But it took a little negotiating to work out a lease, but we do have a nice relatively long-term lease on the building.
Good.
And we're really excited to be in the little 5 Point area. Everybody has been wonderful to me, and we're just excited about being here. And we like to consider, I guess the moniker that we kind of go by is we're a sporting place to eat, drink, and play. And we have pocket billiards and darts. We also have a cigar shop, and we are cigar friendly. I'm no advocate of cigarettes, but we do allow smoking, so we're 21 and over. You must be 21 to come in. And we have long hours, and as long as we serve alcohol, we serve food. We open every day from 11 o'clock in the morning until 3 in the morning. We give last call at 2:30. That's for the kitchen as well as the bar. And then on Sundays, that's 6 days a week, and on Sundays we open at 1 in the afternoon until 3 in the morning. There are 3 days that our hours change. On Thanksgiving, we open at 6 until 3 in the morning, and on Christmas Eve, we open at 11 and close at 6, and then on Christmas Day, we open at 6 and close at 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning,
wow,
folks.
Right.
I wasn't even sure 3 came in the morning, but Phil says it does. Okay.
That's all 3 locations. So I can't remember who coined the phrase, we like to make money the old-fashioned way, we like to earn it. I think it was John Houseman on a ad for a brokerage firm or something of that nature. But I enjoy what I do. I'm a lucky guy. I mean, I had a misspent youth in a billiard parlor in a small town in Mississippi, and it just stuck. So I'm very fortunate. I look forward to getting up every day and coming to work. Now today I'm going to look forward to going home, going to bed.
Right, bless his heart.
I've been up all night.
Phil stayed up all night because from 3 a.m. until 6:30 a.m. when he was supposed to be here, doesn't hardly give you enough time to run back to Chattanooga, take a nap, and get back up here. So I said we'll bring Phil on as our first guest so he can get home and take a little nap before he has to, but 3 a.m. But folks, it's a wonderful place. It's right across the little alley from the Red Ribbon, and we've eaten there several times. In fact, we ate there twice yesterday. Now, tell them about lunch, because I think this is a wonderful attribute that you have.
In addition to our regular menu items, and I guess we have 2 flagship type sandwiches. Our hamburger, we grind our own meat 3 times a week, have fresh burgers. I have a proprietary bun that no one else has, and we think that really makes the burger. And then we also have a Cuban sandwich, and during our grand VIP opening last Thursday, a week ago, I brought a master cigar roller and blender to do a rolling exhibition and to provide some cigars. And he's Cuban, and he and his roller both said, Phil, you got all the Cuban sandwiches they make in Miami Beach. So I took that as a compliment coming from a...
Flavis had the Cuban the other day, and he said it was really good.
But in addition to our regular menu items, we do a plate lunch every day. We do a meat and 2, or you can get 3 vegetables, and we one of the things that I really enjoy is fresh corn, and we got our corn from the fresh market that has the farmers market every Thursday, local farmers. And we do try to buy as much local produce, but everything at lunch is made from scratch. We have chicken, we have pork chops, I think we had meatloaf today. We use real potatoes for our mashed potatoes.
Yes, you do, and they're good.
So we'll have a variety of probably anywhere from 2 to 3 meats and 5 to 7 vegetables every day. And we serve lunch from 11 to 2, so if you want a quick lunch, you know, the plate lunch is probably the way to go.
And it's only $5.95.
It's $5.95,
which is just totally ridiculous.
And we're walking distance from all the what I call suits and skirts from downtown.
Right.
You know, law offices and banks and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
So just walk down the street and have lunch with us.
And it's a wonderful lunch, and the atmosphere is just great. And for some of you gals, I went in there late yesterday afternoon and ate dinner by myself. I felt very comfortable. There's 100 TVs in that place. Not really. How many TVs do you have, Phil?
We have 10. 10.
And I had a hard time deciding whether to watch the replay of the Ole Miss ball game or ESPN News or something else. And I looked like I was at a tennis match. But it's, you know, even to go in by yourself and eat, you're entertained. And the pool balls are clacking the whole time, which I think is great. Looked like a lot of college-age students were in there yesterday evening when I was in there.
Older college age.
Older college age, 21s. I'm sorry, 21s. Yes,
don't get those Lee students in trouble.
No, 21-year-olds, right? But a lot of people, and I thought it was so hooty. Here came this guy in the door with a leather satchel. He had his own pool cues.
Right. Well, that's another thing I'd like to mention. Even though our namesake includes billiards in it, that's really the smallest part of our business. Food and beverage is by far the big end of our volume of business. But pocket billiards and darts is one reason to be there, or 2 reasons to be there. And we have a league program that's very similarly formatted to a bowling league, only for pocket billiards. It's handicapped, so it doesn't matter what skill level you play. You could be a novice. In fact, oftentimes I'll get on our PA system and suggest that we need a player or need to put some teams together, and the only qualification that is necessary is they have to have a pulse. If they're breathing, they're welcome. And typically the first objection that I get is that I don't play well enough, or they don't feel like they play well enough. The way that our league is structured is it's a composite makeup of 8 players on a team. Of those 8, 5 players play on a given league night. Each player has a handicap. You're rated between 2 being the weakest and 7 being the strongest. For example, if I play 6 level, Nancy, if you play 3 level, if we play each other, I must win 6 games before you win 3 games. So that's the way the handicap works. And to establish your handicap, all ladies start out as 3s, all males start out as 4s. That's the only time your handicap is arbitrary. After that, one of your teammates will score your match, and then we score how many innings it takes to complete a game. And an inning is just like in baseball. You have a bottom and a top half of an inning. So when we've each had 1 turn at the table, that's an inning. So if it takes you 7 or more innings to complete a game, that's 2-level play. The fewer innings it takes you to complete a game, that's a higher skill level. So as you play week to week, they take your first 2 weeks, average them together, or add them together, divide by 2. After you've had 10 weeks of play, they drop off the oldest score, add the newest score, and divide by 10. So it's a very accurate rendering of how you actually play.
You're supposed to be getting better
well,
each week.
It takes novice players probably a session or 2, and that's another good thing about our league. They go for 16 weeks. I think in bowling sometimes you have to commit for a year. But in our pocket billiard leagues, you're committing for anywhere from 12 to 13 weeks in the summertime and about 16 weeks in the fall and winter. So it's not a long-term commitment. It's team play. It's a lot of fun. There's coaching involved, so the better players can coach the weaker players. And it's a social event. It's good, wholesome, inexpensive entertainment.
I'd say there's a little bit of gaming going on in there.
Well, you know, there is a lot of competition.
That's it.
But the league is designed to interact with other people and have fun and have a night out a week. But there's, you know, especially if we get teams that might have some blue collar versus white collar, office personnel versus, you know, factory workers or something of that nature. And for factories and corporations, we can design a league format that's just for their employees. So it builds camaraderie between an interaction between people that work in the same facility, whether it's a factory or an office or a large corporation. It's tons of fun. And we've got at our leagues in Chattanooga, we've got teams that have been literally playing together for 20 years. I think our oldest, or one of our oldest league players, is a lady that's in her 80s. And of course our youngest is 21, because you have to be 21 to compete in the league. But it's fun for male, female, any age. You can compete in a wheelchair. I mean, it's unlike softball that's physical and you might slip down and break an ankle or whatever and can't go to work. It's eye-hand coordination. It's easy to do. It's not difficult. Naturally, the more time you spend at it, the more proficient you become at it.
I grew up in a home that had a pool table. So everybody was at my house. Even high school, everybody was at my house. College, because I went to school at Tennessee Wesleyan and lived in Athens. All the college guys, the fraternity boys, and some of my sorority sisters were always there shooting pool at my house. I have not shot pool in several years. If I say exactly how many, people are going to start saying, oh yeah, but several years. So I may have to come over and just see because I used to really enjoy shooting pool at my house.
Right.
But now we used to we were awful about, you know, gaming up on people and picking on people and being very competitive. And so I could see that a league, and for wintertime, when all you could do is watch football on TV, you could do that at Phil's too,
right,
while you're shooting pool. That's what's so wonderful. And
we're going to have league play. We'll cultivate leagues 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday. And Sunday the 18th at 3 in the afternoon, we're having a little sign-up party for the league. We'll have some complimentary hors d'oeuvres. Our league operator will be there to explain exactly how it works. Between now and then, anyone that wants to come in, we'll be glad to give them a roster if they want to fill the roster out and bring it with them, put their own team together. Or if there's some individuals that would like to just sign up and play on a team, we can get you on a team.
I know I belong to Micro Patton Tennis Club in Chattanooga, and what they do is probably the same thing you do. If you're a loner but you still want to play in a league, just sign up and they'll find a slot for you.
Right. And remember, all you have to have is a pulse, and you're welcome.
I think that's wonderful. I really, really do. And folks, the food is wonderful. Phil has been there, I think, one day. I did not see you there, but now he has 3 businesses, and so you are running back and forth between 3 businesses.
Well, we're a family business. My wife runs our downtown location, and I primarily, I've been in Cleveland a lot just getting it open.
Have.
But I probably will be at our Shallowford, or we call it our east location. It's near the intersection of Lee Highway and Shallowford Road. And then my son and our partners in the Cleveland store, and he'll be the lead management person at this location in Cleveland.
And his name is Ashley?
Ashley, that's correct.
And 2 great articles. Chattanooga Times had a great article about you, and the Cleveland Banner had a great article about you. So, folks, Phil is a great neighbor. I have already found out when they paved his parking lot the other day, dust blew over onto my patio, and I look out and I see these people in these black and red uniforms sweeping my patio.
Oh, that was
nice. I thought that was so nice. And Phil came over to apologize for the dust, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm not even unboxed yet. Don't worry about it. So this is the kind of neighbor that I have in Nancy's new neighborhood, and we are thrilled to be there, and so thrilled to have you, Phil, because driving to Shallowford was, it's okay. It's okay. But then when you stay until 11, 12, 3 o'clock in the morning and drive back, but Flavis is a big cigar buff, so he's just thrilled that you're right across the street from us.
Well, and when you mentioned cigars, we're excited about, my wife and I are going to the gala next Friday, I guess Friday week, and we're excited about it, and we're going to have Celebration, which is the name of our mobile cigar lounge.
And it is a honey.
It's a vintage Airstream trailer that Paul Darden, who lives in Birchwood, who specializes in Airstreams. He completely renovated it. It's designed specifically for enjoying a cigar. It's a mobile lounge. There's so many places now where you can't smoke and enjoy a cigar, so we can take this to a parking lot or a venue, whether it be a wedding reception, or I know Black Creek Golf Course is planning on using it on the 30th. They're expanding some of their residences, and they're using, they're going to market, or we'll help them to market those new lots with our mobile cigar lounge, and we can do custom cigar bands if you want to commemorate the occasion, you know, Tom and Betty's wedding, and so forth, so on. So we're excited about it, and we're looking forward to being at the museum and coming to the gala.
Hand those to Phil, please.
Thank you.
Phil Wyndham, CBC Cleveland, next door to the Red Ribbon down in my new neighborhood, and I'm so excited to have you next door. Go eat lunch there, folks. I've heard so many complaints about no place to get a meat and two, meat and three. You can.
That's exactly right.
And it's for a wonderful $5.95. I mean, it's great. Plus the fact you could watch, I was there one day watching the U.S. Open, but it's been rained out for 2 days. So, Phil, thank you so much. We're going to have to take a real quick break, and we're going to bring in another of Nancy's new neighbors. So we'll be right back. Don't go away. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Nancy.
It's so great to have you in.
It's a pleasure to be
area.
in Cleveland.
Really
We're proud to be here.
Good.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m. or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Do you want to own your own business? Have you dreamed of being your own boss? If so, you do not want to miss the Be Your Own Boss Expo coming to Bradley Square Mall in Cleveland, Tennessee on Saturday, September 17th. If you're interested in owning your own business or working from home, be sure you come out to this free Be Your Own Boss Expo. If you currently own a small business and want networking opportunities and want to display your products or services, there are still tables available. For more information or to reserve your table, visit byobexpo.net or call 865-368-1095.
Welcome back. It's so good to have you all back. Lisa Lutz is co-hosting with me today. She's with the Museum Center. And another of Nancy's new neighbors from Nancy's new neighborhood, Kendra Bailey, with Ever After Bridal.
Yes.
Tell us about, you have just recently moved to the neighborhood.
We did. We actually opened January of this year and couldn't be more happy. We love our new little neighborhood. Of course, we didn't have a very far move like you.
Right.
We're not moving too far, but we have just seen a wonderful increase in business since we've been there, and we have great neighbors, and we have great places to eat now.
Yes,
right
we
next
do.
door that can deliver, and we love it. And
Absolutely.
we are so glad you're coming our way.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad to be there. Your windows look beautiful.
Thank
On
you.
both sides of the building, you have these
Thank you.
gorgeous wedding gowns, and it's just beautiful to pass by there. And I know I had someone tell me the other day that they pass by every day coming into town, and they were so glad that someone else was going to put a window up to look at.
Oh, yes.
Because they said that they enjoyed your windows so much. So
Thank you.
now, your biggest season has just finished, or is that the case?
We actually, our busy season starts in January and goes through May, because we have not only brides, but we have prom season.
That's
And we cater to prom girls all over Tennessee. So our large crowd comes from Chattanooga, Knoxville, Cleveland, of course, and Athens, all surrounding areas. So we stay very, very busy from January through May. And then June and July slow down just a little bit, but we do have tons of weddings every weekend.
Right.
But as for new business coming in, it's a little more summertime, people out enjoying the weather and enjoying family time. So, and then it kicks back up again, you know, August, September, October, November, December might slow down a little bit getting ready for the holiday season, but then January kicks it back up again. So there's constant traffic coming through.
Well, I think I read an article not long ago that now the two biggest wedding months are May and October.
That is true.
That
Very
is
true.
strange.
October has taken the place of June. So
Wow.
this October we have, I think, a total of 64 weddings in October. So every weekend is a huge
two a
weekend
day.
for us. Yes, it's a huge weekend. Now we might not have catered the whole wedding for all of 64 of those, but we've
Right.
had some part in 64 weddings in October.
So you do the bridesmaids' dresses also.
Yes, we do all the bridal, the bridesmaids, the mothers. We do tuxedo rentals. We do flower girl. We also coordinate and direct weddings. So we try to only keep that to about 4 a month. So because
Wow.
it takes quite a bit of a staff to do that as well.
Yes.
So we stay very, very busy.
So you do tuxedo rentals. So people
do.
that are coming to the gala, it's black ties.
Yes.
A lot of women buy their dresses
Yes.
at her store for the gala.
Oh,
Wow!
yes,
See
yeah.
how our little neighborhood works.
we do.
I mean, that's what we're hoping to finally get going down there. Is a lot of little reciprocal things that are going on.
Yes.
So
We have ordered many dresses for women
Oh, yes.
attending the gala, and we have a registry, so we register all of the women that are going, so nobody shows
Yes.
up in the same gown.
Right.
Wonderful
As
idea.
well,
That
we
is
do that
important.
for prom season, so we have every school that we sell a dress to. We keep a very strict registry, so no girl shows up in a duplicate dress with somebody else. That would not work.
Oh, that would be oh gosh, absolutely. Just
We do that as
unbelievable.
well for the Holly Ball that's coming up in December. So we do quite a few gowns for the debutantes. So
Wow. Now, you're open 6 days a week?
we are closed on Sundays.
Okay.
And opened every day. And we take appointments. We take walk-ins. So now Saturdays are very, very crazy. So when we have
Oh, I can
walk-ins,
imagine.
we do have usually a waiting list on Saturdays. So, but we are able to accommodate anybody that walks in.
Now, what are your hours?
We're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Thursdays until 8, and Saturdays 10 to 5.
Wow, Thursdays until 8.
Yes.
So that gets the after school, after work
After
crowd.
work. So if you work late, you just come on in. We'll take care of you.
That is great. Now, during the weekday, do they need an appointment, or do they just
No,
knock
they
on the door?
can walk in. We do suggest for a bridal consultation. If you're a first-time bride coming to look in our boutique, then we do suggest you have an appointment because we want to be able to spend, it's about a 2-hour appointment, and give them quality time and go through all of the gowns and just make it a wonderful experience that they've been waiting for their entire life and dreaming about. So we want to be able to give that to them. So an appointment will definitely secure that with you.
Now, just approximately, how many wedding gowns do you keep there in-house at all times?
At all times. We have over 350 gowns in stock right now. And it's not like a superstore, so we don't have any duplicate gowns. Every one is very different. So we keep nothing of the same. And that goes for bridesmaids and mothers and flower girls. So
How
we keep
wonderful.
a large stock of those as well.
Now, if I came in, not getting married again, folks, but if I came in and wanted a certain dress, but it was a size 8 and I needed a size 12, is that workable?
That's very workable. We take measurements every day, so we will find the size that is appropriate for you, and then we order it. And sometimes ordering time can take 4 to 6 months.
Ooh, okay,
Yes,
folks,
that's very
to
important.
know.
Some brides will come in and say, I'm getting married in 12 weeks, and we say, okay, that's going to be very tight in time, because not only, you have to wait for your gown to come in to be made for you, and then you have to do alterations and things as well after the fact. And for brides, they have extra things that they do as for like bridal portraits before the wedding.
Oh, yes.
So photographers want to do that, a few weeks before the wedding to be able to have their bridal portrait ready for their big day. So there's a lot of little things that brides might not have thought of, and we try to capture all of those things when they come in and sit down and discuss different options and what they have. But we do sell stock right off of the rack in our store. So if someone says, you had a bride in last week, she said she was getting married in 2 weeks. So we were able to find her a dress, and we were able to get it altered in just a couple days. So she's all set for her big day next weekend.
Wow. Now, obviously,
Nancy, we get calls from brides to rent the facility
Yes.
in 2 weeks. I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
Right.
Can we rent your room?
you think that
And the answer is no. We're booked.
y'all are learning right now.
Yeah,
Do not
call
plan a
ahead.
wedding in 2 weeks.
Right.
Let's give everybody a little bit of moving time.
At least 3
here.
weeks.
Yes. Now, Kendra, this is not something you just decided yesterday to start. You have a
No.
background in this.
I do. I have a 10-year experience in California before I moved to Cleveland, Tennessee. And so now it's marking my 16th year.
Wow.
So I wasn't new to the business when I moved to Cleveland and opened ever after, but definitely new to the area and couldn't be more happy. I have 2 boys, and we absolutely love Cleveland, and it's been a great place to raise them and enjoy different things in the community because it has so much to offer. So
it really does, and it's so great to hear you and Phil both say that you
Yes.
think this is a wonderful community,
Right.
because it is. And our little neighborhood over there is just growing, and
is,
we're
yeah.
excited about our little neighborhood. So with Kendra's on one end. We're calling ourselves the bookends. Kendra's on one
Yes.
end, the red ribbon's on the other.
Well, CBC is really on the other end.
No, there's a
Well,
little alley,
okay.
and
All right.
then CBC.
And then CBC,
And
yeah.
there's a lot of things in between. And
There
so,
is, yes.
So we want you to come down to Nancy's new neighborhood
Which
and
is-
see what's going on.
Which is 5 Points neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
First
5
Street
Points.
Square. Yeah.
First Street Square. There's parking is wonderful.
Yes.
And then the museum is just right across the street.
Right.
And
So-
Lisa walked over to my shop yesterday. and
Yep.
crossed the street
Everything's
without-
walkable. Everything's walkable now. And for tourists, this is what's so exciting. We now have so many things for tourists to do. And this is what we've always wanted is, now
Right.
when tourists come, we can say, okay, you can go right across the street and you've got restaurants, you've got other stores, you've got a bakery, and there's a quilt store.
Yes.
There is so much now
And
to do.
A bike shop.
A bike shop, yeah. A park. If you have
Right.
kids, you can go and let the kids run around. So it's exactly what we've been hoping for and dreaming for at the museum
For 20
with the
years.
revitalization. Yeah,
That's right.
Well, yeah, yes, it's
Yes.
the early dream of the museum, which was
Absolutely.
why the museum was put down there to revitalize, and now it's finally coming to fruition, and we've got that stability that we've been wanting for so long.
And we're growing down there.
Yep.
And my new neighborhood is wonderful. And Kendra, thank you so much for being on with us today.
You're welcome.
She's open 6 days a week. And folks, I don't know whether she would want you to or not, but I just want to go walk in and just say, oh my goodness, look at 350 bridal gowns.
And
all
we
hung up.
do. We'll have people that see our windows and say, is it okay if we just come in and browse? We saw your windows and had to pull in and see. And people come in all the time just to look around, and you're certainly welcome to.
And wedding gowns, formals, prom dresses, tuxedos, flower girls, bridesmaids. She's got the gamut over there. So be sure that you come down to the 5 Points area and check out Ever After Bridal. We're going to have to take a real quick little break here, and we're going to come back with one of our sponsors, Landmark Insurance and Brokerage. So don't go away.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Do you want to own your own business? Have you dreamed of being your own boss? If so, you do not want to miss the Be Your Own Boss Expo coming to Bradley Square Mall in Cleveland, Tennessee on Saturday, September 17th. If you're interested in owning your own business or working from home, be sure you come out to this free Be Your Own Boss Expo. If you currently own a small business and want networking opportunities and want to display your products or services, there are still tables available. For more information or to reserve your table, visit byobexpo.net or call 865-368-1095.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Talk insurance.
And we are back. It's so good to see everyone this morning. We've been in Nancy's new neighborhood. Lisa Lutz from the Museum Center is co-hosting with me today. We had Phil Wyndham from CBC Cleveland and Kendra Bailey from Ever After Bridal. And we have now Byron Winters from Landmark Insurance and Brokerage. They're not in my new neighborhood, but they are insuring me in my new neighborhood.
I come by your new neighborhood all the time.
He does, and he's insuring me in my new neighborhood. So we're so glad to have you with us, Byron. And Byron is, like I said, with Landmark Insurance and Brokerage. We have an announcement to make about them. Wes and Carrie are expecting their third child, a little boy.
Little boy.
They have two beautiful little girls, and their third one is a little boy. So congratulations to Wes Robbins, Wes and Carrie.
I'm waiting to see if they name him after me. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Probably not. He might be named Phil after his granddaddy. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But today we need to talk about insurance a little bit, and the state of Tennessee requires automobile insurance.
They do require it.
It's a law.
Do require it. Now, when I moved here from Florida, they didn't ask for proof of insurance, and I found out very quickly, this is like in '98, that they didn't require insurance, and I was a little bit taken back by that. But a few years later, they started requiring insurance. So every person that drives an automobile on the road is supposed to be insured, but not all of them are. So.
I know.
So hopefully you have uninsured motorist coverage or underinsured motorist coverage for the situations that might involve an accident with an uninsured motorist.
You know, this uninsured and underinsured has come up just about every week when Byron's been on, because we went through the tornado with either uninsured or underinsured homeowners, and so now we're talking uninsured or underinsured automobiles. So how do I know that that lovely little thing I'm driving out there is insured like it needs to be?
Because your insurance agent took care of you.
Thank you.
And hopefully the viewers' insurance agents took care of them.
Absolutely.
And went over those things. I think a lot of folks show up to the insurance agent's office and say, I want some insurance, and get something. They don't really know what they have, and they walk out, and sometimes they find themselves in a situation where they don't have proper coverage. And it's too little too late at that point. So
Right. Once you've had that little collision, it needs to not happen if you're not insured, if you're underinsured.
you can't change your coverages, in the middle of an accident.
On the cell phone right after you just hit
Right.
someone. Right. So what Byron is saying to us is be sure you have the right kind of insurance. And there's 3 major components to insurance. I have a note here Byron gave me. Liability, comprehensive, and collision. Now, I know I have all of those, but
do have
give us
all
a little
those.
explanation.
Well, there's more to auto insurance than those 3 things, but those are the main
Right,
main focal points.
We
Folks
need to be
kind
sure
of
we have those 3 things.
Be aware of those things. And a lot of folks will want a cheap quote. They just want to be covered. They want to be legal. And they'll say, well, I just want liability. And they don't always understand what that means, but they do feel like they understand that's the cheapest way to go. And that is the cheapest. If you just have liability, then yes, that is the cheapest way to go, but that's kind of a dangerous situation to catch yourself in. Liability covers bodily injury per person and per accident, and also property or physical damage. Different carriers refer to it different ways. So folks, bodies, persons in an accident they'll have some coverage with liability, and also property, light poles, automobiles.
Houses.
Houses.
If I drive into someone's house, which I hope I never do.
That
but
happened
I know.
6 or 7 years ago on Ocoee Street.
I
Did you see
know.
that?
I know. Not good. So liability would have covered that.
Liability, yeah, part of liability, property damage specifically, but yeah, liability would have covered that. And then you have comprehensive. Or let me hit collision first. Collision
Okay.
is defined simply as collision with another automobile. So if you collide with a deer or a dog or a light pole, that's not considered collision in auto insurance terms. That's considered
That flips over to liability.
comprehensive.
Oh, comprehensive.
Comprehensive.
Okay.
So comprehensive is simply defined as other than collision. So either you're hitting someone and they're physically harmed, bodily injury, or property damage comes into play to repair property, but your car or other cars, your car specifically, is covered under comprehensive if you have comprehensive coverage and you don't hit another automobile. Now I'm starting to get really confusing for the
But see,
viewers
that's
here,
why you're there. That's why people, by the way, tell them your phone number.
478-3872.
See, that's why Byron is there, so you can call and find out. Or call your insurance agent, if you have one, that with car insurance, and find out. But these are great questions that you need to ask, and I didn't ask a thing, did I? I just signed the piece of paper.
You just trusted us, but
I
can
did.
tell you you're covered.
I know.
With good coverage.
And I know that because of the situation we had at the Red Ribbon with the air conditioner that you all handled, and it was wonderful. So I know that I was covered there, and so I feel very comfortable driving my car and know that I'm covered there. But if I really specifically wanted to know, Byron, then I pick up the phone and call you, and you could just read off my coverage to me.
Yes, ma'am.
See, that's what's so wonderful about them, folks. And tell us where you're located. He's not in my new neighborhood, but he is in a very, very findable location.
And I can be in your neighborhood with a quick phone call.
Yes, he can. Yes,
so,
he
I
can.
mean, I come to the folks. We're across from the YMCA on Stewart Road, and what folks that have been here a number of years, longer than I've been here, sometimes refer to as the old Coppinger Building.
Right.
Stewart Road, 1510 Stewart Road.
Very easy to find. I mean, if you can find the YMCA, which just about everybody can find the YMCA, they're just right across the street from the YMCA. Out there basically in an industrial area, because
we don't get a lot of foot traffic, but we go to customers. We visit businesses and folks in their homes if we need to.
Right, and this is what they do this, folks, because when my air conditioner went out, the old Red Ribbon shop, because the unit had been damaged somehow, some way, Wes came over in his long sleeve shirt with his tie. It's 95 degrees inside my building. He sits there for 3 minutes, sweat is pouring off of him. He immediately jumps up, makes 4 phone calls, and they're there to fix my air conditioner. So you guys do travel around, and they don't necessarily have to have a problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just drop by to say hi.
We don't just do auto insurance. We try to cover one topic at a time here.
Right.
But we do business insurance and
Right.
workers' comp and general liability and property and garages and.
Yes, they do all of this. Byron always brings me a script that we can stick to, and we never stick to it because something comes up that
I've shortened your script today.
I
Did you
kind
notice
of
that?
He did. He has brought me pages of scripts before, and in fact, one had Dan's name on it, and so I said, you know, we're not going to call me Dan, we're going to call me Nancy, but we never got past the first page because we tend to ad lib a little bit, but today we did want to talk about auto coverage, and we want to be sure that everyone knows Landmark Insurance and Brokerage. Because they are one of our sponsors. You've seen their commercial a couple of times today. And this is Byron Winters. And give us a phone number.
478-3872. And they can also find us on the internet, www.landmarkibforinsurance.com. So landmarkib.com.
IB. That's how I remember insurance brokerage, is from your website. And the guys are great to come out. Well, Kathy's great too. Kathy Guy there, and you've seen her in the commercial some. She's great. If you have a problem, call Kathy. She'll get you headed in the right direction. So, Byron, I appreciate Byron coming in every Thursday and talking with us. I appreciate Lisa being with me today for Nancy's new neighborhood. I'm so excited to be down there. I'm so excited to be insured by Landmark down there. And we're going to be really fully open and ready to go today, folks. So hopefully everything is where it's supposed to be, and you can find it and we can find it. So, Byron, thank you. And I'm getting the signal from the mountain that says wave bye-bye. So thank you all so much for being with us today. And I'll see you next Thursday with a whole new group of people. Thanks so much. Lisa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Byron, good job.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.